Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our next bout of the evening. Brought to you by our friends at Win Nation and is set for 3 5-minute rounds in the XMMA heavyweight division. When the action starts inside the ring, our referee, Mr. Russ Greenberg. And now, let's meet our fighters. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'2" and weighing in at 264.4 pounds. Tonight, he brings to the ring a professional record of 10 wins and 2 defeats. Representing Sanford MMA and fighting out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, please welcome Kyle Noblitt. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 6'8" and weighing in at 265.8 pounds. Tonight, he brings to the cage a professional record of 11 wins and 6 defeats. Representing Next Level MMA and fighting tonight out of Whittier, California, please welcome Jack May.
Man, both these guys intense. Noblitt coming in a couple hours notice and he looks ready to go. He's chomping at the bit. Both these guys look at each other in the eye, nod and say, let's give a show and let's go hard. And these are two big boys.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen two heavyweights who are pacing around back and forth the way these guys are.
Here we go, 3 5-minute rounds scheduled. Will we need that much time? We've had 2 stoppages in a row. Noblitt also trained at Sanford MMA, so you know he's with a great team there. So we definitely worked on his strike. Oh, great kick there from Jack. Wow.
And you could just hear that all the way over here.
That was crisp. That was crisp.
Now the weird thing is, you talked about only a 2-inch reach advantage. You would think it'd be a lot more from him being about 6 inches taller.
I was surprised by that.
We get our forehead.
Okay, and what May's got to do right now, he's got to find a way to get his back off the fence right there. He's doing a good job trying to create space with that elbow.
Great inside, kind of like a pummeling elbow, some people use it. You know who did that real well was Babalu. He would, as he would pummel, he'd throw the inside elbow as he'd pummel down under the arm. May using it real well there to push his opponent up. But Noblitt, he's looking for that takedown, and he might get it.
Yeah, he's got him in a bad way right now, especially he's got his back. Oh, no, Jack's doing a good job of trying to reach over the top. But
well, I mean, just a couple fights ago, he fought Tyrell Fortune, one of the best wrestlers in America. So if he's able to hang with him and get out from under him, then he's going to be well prepared to deal with Kyle's wrestling. But the takedown comes.
Yeah, a great takedown there. Good job, especially for a guy who took the fight on 1 day's notice.
Well, listen, he's got that USA wrestling tattoo, so I'm going to guess he's been wrestling his whole life or most of it, so it doesn't matter whether he took us on 1 day or not.
Well, the only thing that's going to matter is later on down the fight is going to have the conditioning for this. But right now, what we talked about earlier, Jack May did a great job of getting back to his feet right now, getting back in position.
And here's the thing. With Kyle taking this fight on just 1 day's notice, even if he gets a couple of these takedowns, if Jack continues to get up, it's, Kyle's going to use that energy to get those takedowns, and he's going to feel better later on.
And that's the thing. I don't think anybody has any idea how much energy it takes to get a takedown and try to control a person from the ground.
Especially when your opponent's 6'8", 260 pounds.
I mean, you only have so much energy to use, and exploding to get a takedown, that uses a lot of it.
Here's some breathing here, but these guys are pretty well conditioned, it seems like. Taking their time. Jack gets those double underhooks now against the wrestler.
That's a good position to be in. He's trying to tuck that head.
Yep.
If he can get the head position right there. Well, it's kind of like his head. Trying to get the head. I was trying to lean with him to get it, but it didn't work. You ever do that? Just kind of lean as you're watching a fight?
Sure. And Kyle's doing real good at head position. He keeps on hooking one leg and trying to pull it out, so his opponent, Jack May, only has 1 point to stand on. Here he goes. It looks like he's trying to get it doing. He's going to slide his leg around the back of one of Jack's legs. He's doing it here again.
Yep, he's going to try and pull that right leg out, so he's leaving May just on 1 foot.
Keep doing that, Jack. I love it.
And this is extremely grueling and tiring. Just imagine going in and doing like an isometric squeeze for 3 minutes.
This is anaerobic work, and this is the most tiring thing you can do to your body.
Oh,
here we come. Look, we saw that knee coming. The plum, the tie plum. Good inside shot there from Jack.
This is what you talked about. He's getting that in there. He's throwing the elbow afterwards. Beautiful move.
Good composure from both these fighters.
Now,
doing that for
clearly
me, Jack, please.
what Jack May needs to work on right now is creating some space. He wants to get out in the middle. He wants to throw punches. He doesn't want to be on the inside like this. So he's got to do something to turn the tide. Right
You know,
now and
he
get out
might
of
not
this
want to be in here like this, but he's doing pretty well.
Well, I mean,
Weight down.
Here we
the
go.
longer this fight goes, the more to his advantage this is.
Sure. Yes, get her overhook.
Now, are we going to see another takedown here? No, Jack's doing pretty good at keeping his hips back, keeping those legs wide so his opponent can't get his hands gripped around the back.
And when he can get inside and push the head away, it makes it very difficult to get the takedown. Kyle can't really do it if his head's pushed away.
And as you pointed out earlier, I mean, Kyle is going to wear out if he's not able to get a takedown and get some control here soon.
Absolutely, but I would still like to see Jack May do what he can to try and create some movement, try and get out, try and get an underhook, pull his opponent in, and spin him around and then back away.
As he is now, as you said, ask it, he shall receive, Chris Lionel.
Maybe he heard me. That's a good thing.
Oh, I'm
about
sure he
having no
heard
crowd.
you. It's quiet in here.
Yeah. But, Kyle did a good job of repositioning and putting his opponent where he wants him, putting his Jack's back against the fence.
I was talking about head position earlier, but, I don't really think that's much of an accomplishment because Kyle's head is naturally right in the perfect position for head position control.
That's why you saw Jack May trying to get head position, but it's very difficult to get the guy who's 6 inches shorter than you.
30 seconds left here in the first of 3 scheduled 5-minute rounds. Heavyweight bout here at XMMA. Eric Apple joined by Chris Lights Out Lytle. And we're having a great time. Some great prelims, Chris.
Yeah.
I also want to say, real great staff here at XMMA. Everyone's really contributing and doing a great job and making this easy to come work here. As we see the fighters separate, go back to the middle. Jack wants to pop some shots, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is his time to shine around. He's got to try and steal this round.
Hey!
Oh, big punch being thrown right
Almost
there.
walked in a right hand. We see a last-minute takedown attack. Good first round. Good first round. Heavyweight action.
Yeah, that was that was a very tiring round for both guys, I believe.
Well, it's like we said, it's that anaerobic work. These guys are squeezing and pushing up against the fence, and it doesn't look like it's the most tiring thing in the world, but I promise it is.
If you've been in there, you know it is. And here's the thing, Kyle, taking the final last minute notice, we don't know though. Maybe he was training really hard for another fight, so he could be in great shape, and that was his kind of round, to be honest with you. That's where he wants the fight to happen. I'm thinking if you're Jack May in this situation, what you really have to do is try and you don't want another round like that unless you think your opponent's going to wear out, but you want to do what you can to keep it in the middle and land punches.
I don't think he did so bad. I mean, he got taken down a time or two, but he popped up very quickly. As you see these replays, popped up pretty quickly, threw some good knees, had some good inside shots to the elbows. I mean, Kyle didn't really land any big shots, although he controlled the position and got a couple quick takedowns.
Well, I couldn't agree more, but that's not where Jack May wants this fight to be.
But these guys are both halfway to the other side of the cage before the round starts. They're ready to go. I love it. Round 2 action here with the heavyweights. Jack May now looking to use that range. He wants to pop him. He wants to reach out and touch someone with that reach, doesn't he? And
good movement.
I think he wants a head kick.
Yeah, he's been kind of playing around with that the whole time.
And he's pawing right there, which tells us he's looking for a big kick to the body or the head. Little right hand, big
He's got to
straight.
be careful though. That Kyle throws thunder when he throws punches. They're powerful.
So that hook, that lead right hook that he threw right before the end of the first round, it was legit. Oh, he's pushing him. Oh, nice shot there from Jack. Couple big shots.
Man, he's landing everything he's throwing right there. Those were powerful.
Yes.
Those hurt him a little bit.
For sure.
And that's why I was talking about earlier. Look where he went right back to, pushing his opponent against the fence. That's what Jack May does not want to be there.
And I'm so impressed with Kyle coming in here and putting on this type of a performance on 12, 16 hours notice. What a tough guy.
Yeah.
I mean, because people don't really realize how big of a deal that is. I mean, most fighters won't even consider saying yes to that question.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, "Don't ever call me again."
Yeah, don't. You want me to fight when?
Tomorrow
Morning. Get out of here. Jack, he has there's a classic over-under wrestling position, isn't it, Chris?
Absolutely. It's 50-50 right now. This right here is where Jack May needs to try and keep the fight because he did a great job there of landing some punches at the beginning of the round.
Good crisp punches there from Jack May. That's what he's known for. Man, those sound great when he lands. Probably not to Kyle, but they sound great to everybody else.
And Kyle's doing a great job. As soon as he gets the tie, whether it's on the side or in the very middle of the cage, he just walks his opponent over and puts his back against the fence.
And talking about Kyle taking this fight on last minute notice, I mean, he might be training full time, but it's different when you're actually in camp. And you know, most fighters train 8 to 10 weeks, 5-6 days a week for a fight like this. So to come in with no notice is just such a testament to his heart and determination.
Well, I mean, like you said, coming at the right time, you want to set up your camp to where you peak right at the right date, you know. And if you're just training, you're not peaking. So yeah, it's very important to set up your camp where you do your hard training, you taper off, you're going to be there that day of the fight. You're going to be put out your best optimal performance. He didn't get that.
Big elbows there side of that. Man, Kyle taking some damage again. Jack's looking for the knee, gets it, lands another one. Man, Kyle is a durable guy.
He's got a chin on him. I mean, he's eating a lot of shots right now.
But he's still pressuring forward and controlling where the fight takes place.
It really hasn't shown much effect so far.
I want to mention Jack. He's 11-6 as a professional MMA fighter, 10-2. So both these guys are pretty accomplished.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for another one of these inside elbows from Jack as he set it up.
Yeah, I do love the way when he gets that position right there, he's able to push Kyle's head away. That creates a little bit of space where he can land punches, kicks, knees.
Pummeling in.
Like I said, but Kyle's being just tenacious on this. He's staying right in May's chest. You know, his head is right there. He's controlling head position right now.
These guys are working hard, and you can hear the breathing. These guys are definitely working those lungs out. Coming over right in front of us. Jack still with his back against the fence, but he's doing a good job of staving off the takedowns. He's been able to stay on his feet throughout this entire round so far.
Looks like Kyle's trying to get the double underhooks again. He's got him now.
Going off that leg that we talked about earlier. Nice turn in there.
And the reason that worked is he did get the double underhooks. Now's his time to shine. Now's when he has to do some damage. A takedown is great, but it doesn't help unless you do much damage there.
So do you feel like Kyle won the first round?
I don't know. It's pretty close.
I mean, judges.
That was a coin toss. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one judge, if that was a split round.
Most judges love position.
Yep.
But, you know, Kyle didn't really land any strikes or any damage, even though he got a takedown or two. They were pretty quick. Jack landed all the real strikes. But now, here in side mount, with a minute to go in the second round, Kyle could definitely impress the judges and bring him back to his side.
Well, and I'm a firm believer the most important part of what you're doing is damage. So whoever's doing the most damage should be winning the fight in my position. Position's great. Goes for a submission.
Oh. And Jack escaped to his knees, but then stopped there. He couldn't possibly explode it up, but hey, these guys have been working hard. They've expended a lot of energy. Kyle trying to take the back.
Well, it looked like Jack May right there trying to roll him over and try and get on top. It just didn't quite work out for him.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Full mount for Kyle. 25 seconds in the full mount. What can he do with the position, Chris?
With 25 seconds, there's a couple things. He needs to lean up and strike. Look for an arm lane out where he can go for an arm bar. It's a perfect time to try it. You want to try that because if you don't get it, you end up on the bottom, but it's only for a few seconds.
Well, he's got 10 more seconds to do some damage.
And he's just going with throwing a lot of punches. That's always a smart thing to do.
Stay busy.
Absolutely. Plus, you're in the eyes of the judges, you're winning this round.
10 minutes down, 5 to go here in this heavyweight matchup of XMMA. Kyle and Jack going back to their stools. And, you know, Jack looks a little worn out. He's getting grinded on by a wrestler like Kyle. And that is tiring. Even if you're landing those big strikes, that kind of grind is gonna slow you down.
It's extremely tiring. Those are the worst kind of guys to fight sometimes. The guy who's going to be in your face the whole time and grinding you out. Once again, if I am in, here's a little bit of a replay right there.
There's a couple shots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And that's what I keep saying. That was his best time, when he's out in the middle throwing punches. Whenever Kyle's able to push up against the fence, he's got to do whatever he can. If I'm in his corner, I'm saying you've got to get off. You've got to be in the middle of the ring to win this fight.
Big downward elbows. I mean, Jack landed all the big strikes. But, I mean, getting a takedown and side mount could have possibly sealed the round for Kyle.
And there's that double underhook takedown right now. Just a real simple little back trip.
5 minutes to go. Kyle looks ready to take the win, and Jack's huffing and puffing.
Hey guys, round 3. Are you ready? Fight!
Final 5-minute round here. Jack May, Kyle Norbert.
Good uppercut.
Yes,
right there.
it was.
Hopefully his corner is told him
is
you
it a
cannot.
little rope-a-dope? Is Jack acting tired? I mean, those are big strikes and a big kick.
And I like what he's doing right now. He's trying to stay out of that position. He knows exactly what I was talking about. He's got to stay in the middle.
Oh, another takedown. But Jack exploding up, trying not to settle for the bottom position. He ends up in half guard on the bottom.
Yeah.
Jack, I need you to get your back to
And you hear his corner right there saying, you got to get your back to the fence right now. They want him to be able to do that wall walk, get up. If he lays in the middle, it's going to be very difficult for him to win.
And it's interesting how the sport has progressed. I mean, years ago, the worst place to be was against the cage on your back. Remember that
people would try and bring you over there. But
now every fighter knows how to use that as his best friend to get up. It's like a third leg.
100%. That you can use that pressure to stand up. That didn't used to be the case. They wanted to put your head right there in the corner, and that was the end of the fight a lot of times.
And sorry for all the mothers at home. I don't want to talk about third legs.
Loving it. Loving it.
Still on top is Kyle in the half guard. And that's a pretty stable position. A lot of guys don't even want to go to side mount. I mean, Randy Couture, very famously, he preferred to stay in half guard because he felt that he had the least a chance of being swept in that position.
Well, you know, it's weird because for jiu-jitsu, half guard's very good, but for MMA, not so much. You get beat up from that position on. Now, right here, he looks like he has a different way of doing the key lock or different arm locks, but he just
to full
transitioned right
mount.
to mount.
And you can hear the coach there of Jack May right there talking to him. He's trying to help him, but both corners here are very, very vocal. And again, without a big crowd here, we could hear every single word that's coming out of their mouth. Kyle in the mount with over 3 minutes to go. He's looking good for the victory here, possibly.
Fantastic. Now, here's the thing. It's so difficult to get a good wrestler with good hips off of you from that mount position. Just a different level of pressure they're able to put on.
I'm gonna venture and go a little further and say it's difficult to get a mediocre wrestler with good hips who weighs 265 off of you.
Probably true,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying at a
I'm gonna
higher level.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
So
that.
yeah, that's very, very prophetic of you, I guess. I don't know, but man, but this is such a difficult spot, especially when you're tired, especially when you're, in the third round and you've been going this hard. Jeez.
Yeah, this is a grind. This is tough guys. I mean, and Jack, to his credit, he's not giving up, and every time he gets the opportunity, he is throwing those big strikes, hands, feet, kicks, and elbows. I mean, really the 8 tools of Muay Thai.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, but he's got to create some space right now. He's able to get a little bit, but he's not been able to get enough to get out of position.
Well, he's got half a round to explode back to his feet and do something here.
Absolutely, but that's a problem. You can just see how tired he is right now. It's very difficult to try and come up with that explosion. And you gotta love this. You can hear the people breathing hard. Reminds me when I used to fight in Japan. The crowd doesn't really cheer that much many times.
You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
There's a famous story of Boss Rutan coaching from the back. He wasn't allowed to corner someone. He was coaching from the back because it was still so silent. Didn't matter. Some good elbows there from Kyle Noblitt. Still in the half guard. He seems to prefer that position. Doing really well there. But he might be thinking about passing. Is he going to bring that other leg through?
I think he's pretty happy right here. I mean, the way I'm looking at this fight right now, Jack May is losing. He's the one who's got to create some space or create something different to happen. If you're Kyle, you're just saying, I'm gonna sit here and get this victory.
And we just want to say that Jack May has been a trooper. He's had 4 different opponents, I believe, for this fight. He is stuck in there, and he said, I'll fight whoever. Yeah. He kept changing opponent, and that is a testament to his grit as a fighter as well.
I mean, man, I know you've dealt with this before when you got fighters. I mean, anything goes different. They don't want to prove anything.
It's frustrating and difficult.
And they're like, no, I'm not doing that. He said yes to everything. You got to like that.
Shoulder strikes here, some hammer fist there. Kyle, he's got a minute to finish this fight. Can Jack May get to his feet and land some more devastating strikes or possibly find the KO that he needs to get this victory?
Well, definitely his best chance is going to be on his feet. I don't really see any submission attempts going on for him right now. It's just going to be very difficult to get this big behemoth guy off you right now. He's all over him right now.
45 seconds in the final prelim of our show.
Okay, now he's got to be willing to really kind of give up on this position right now, kind of go for some underhooks, try and get his hips out. He's got to do something to create a scramble.
Well, it's like we talked about earlier. You have nothing to lose at this point.
Exactly. I mean, that time is over. You need to give up your back if you have to in order to get this guy off of you, because you're going to lose if you don't.
I mean, it might not be terribly exciting or be doing very much damage, but Kyle is definitely winning the fight in the eyes of the judges and getting the points for controlling the fight and just kind of grinding on him and throwing these little shots.
Yeah.
I mean, I say little shots. They're not really little.
But they're not KO power shots,
yes.
But they're adding up.
And that's going to be it for our third and final round of this heavyweight matchup. That's the final fight here of our prelims. That went so quick because they've been such good matchups.
It was a grueling fight, man. Those are painful for me just to think about being involved with.
You know, I really got to say our matchmakers have done a great job. The guys at Janus Sports put on a great matchups so far. I mean, these have been great fights.
Absolutely, man.
And these are the prelims?
And the cool thing is, like we talked about, this guy took the fight on 24 hours, and they still came up with a good fight. Usually if you take a last minute, it's going to be a walkover.
Oh, yeah.
Not this time.
Well,
hell, the guy won who probably. Let's look at the judges.
Well, yeah, you never know. I mean, Jack did land he landed the more devastating strikes on the feet, 100%. But were there enough of them, and were they devastating enough for the judges to say he won 2 out of 3 rounds?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your opinion, Chris?
My opinion is probably not, but, you know, I've been wrong a lot. You never know what these judges think sometimes.
That's
I've
for
been
sure.
shocked. I've been
That's
like, oh,
for
my
sure.
God, what fight were they watching?
That's for sure. They're tabulating the scores up there. Jack, Kyle hugging each other. I mean, these guys got to appreciate each other because, you know, when you have a fight and you want to make some money, you train for this, and you lose your opponent, and another guy comes in to save that fight, you're thankful and you appreciate that guy coming in.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing worse than you not being able to put the fight on. I mean, you've done that, you've trained, you've put in all the work, and all of a sudden nothing, and that's a horrible experience.
I mean, the first thing you need is a dance partner to make money, right?
That's what they say.
I mean, you might be punching your dance partner and kicking him in the face, but hey, you need a partner to make some money. You can't go out there alone. So they definitely appreciate each other, 100%.
And that's another. You have to not only have an opponent, but the right kind of opponent who's going to put on the right kind of fight for you. You want to be impressive. It takes 2 to make a good fight.
With 12 hours to go, I'd say any kind of opponent would have done. But
Yeah.
hey, Kyle was tough for sure.
Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but lots of times when it takes a long time for the judges to come
Split
together,
decision.
that happens a lot. Have you noticed that?
So what that means, ladies and gentlemen at home, is that these judges and the commission here are double and triple checking the scores. They're adding them up. I mean, it seems simple to you and I, but they want to make sure that each judge was scoring the correct fighter. Sometimes they can cross score. They want to double check that. They have a couple things to check before they know, and they don't want to announce the wrong person because it happens from time to time, and it's embarrassing for everybody involved. So these guys are very professional. The commission here, I want to say, has been great, and they're just making sure everything is added up correctly before they give it to our ring announcer.
Yeah, this is a very tough time for both the fighters right now, especially in a close fight. You have no idea if you won, no idea if you lost. You just can't wait to hear the decision.
Well, I think that the scores have been tabulated. We got our calculator or our abacus out, and we figured out the numbers. Let's go into the ring. His name is Christopher James.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge number 1 scores about 30-27 for Kyle Noblitt. Judge number 2 scores about 29-28 for Jack May. And judge number 3 scores about 30-27 for your winner by split decision. From the blue corner, Kyle